Here's my top 5 picks for conferences if you are on a limited budget, and the order in which I think you should prioritize if you're serious about writing. So the first one is the Romance Writers of America Annual Conference. It is by far my favorite. It is in San Diego this year in July, and it is mostly based on craft. So they are pretty stringent in their acceptance and review of workshops. I'm actually presenting this year. I am teaching the Thursday morning Zumba class and the Friday morning Yoga Lattes class. And they have a nice panel of authors that do workshops, and they make sure to have good facilitators, so you're getting a lot of information. My second favorite conference is the RT convention, and that rotates to a new location every year. And it is, I think, mostly for readers. They have a huge following of readers. I remember the RT magazine back in, I think, the 1980s that used to get mailed to your house with different book reviews and told you about all the new romance titles coming out. And if you're a writer, the best part about it is the pre-conference. So there's 2 really good pre-conferences. If you're a newbie writer, there is the boot camp, and that's run by Stacey Cade and Linnea Sinclair, and they pretty much give you everything in the kitchen sink. I don't think they're trying to hold anything back. They aren't trying to sell you a future course where they say, hey, here's the basics, but if you sign up for our class, we'll tell you everything later. So they're really just giving you everything that they can in that one, or in that 2-day course. And I actually met 2 of my really good friends, Kristen and Jade, from that. And so if you have not heard of Jade Eby, I'll leave a link below. She's amazing. You should check her out. Check out her and her books. So Cherry Adair does a plotting conference, which she'll actually walk you through her method, and she will sit down with each and every single person to make sure she makes it through their entire plot and helps them fix it. So that's a huge bonus. So that to me is the most valuable part of RT, and also all of the social aspects. So don't expect a lot of craft. The workshops that are labeled as craft are mostly just panels. And the panels, and there's nothing wrong with panels, it's really great if you have a question that you want answered, but don't go to the RT workshops expecting someone to walk you through some PowerPoint slides and actually give you a lesson per se. It's more Q&A, and there's a ton of free books. I mean, you should definitely take an extra suitcase to RT just so you have room for the books to bring back, because the shipping there is pretty expensive, and then you have to buy the box for the shipping. I mean, it's kind of silly. Just bring an extra suitcase, pay whatever extra it is to, fly that back with you, or even a duffel bag. That's going to help a lot. Number 3 on the list actually isn't a conference, it's more of a workshop, but it's an opportunity to meet other writers. It's Margie Lawson's immersion program, and it's really amazing. I did the immersion program. She has it all over the place, and she does it in different locations. Depending, usually if she's at a conference, she'll try to do a pre-session and a post-session so people can kind of tack it on. But I went to Colorado and did it at the one where she hosted at her house. And it's great. She makes amazing food. Her husband makes a lot of the meals. And it's a really great opportunity to bond with the other women there. And I met 3 of my really good friends there too. And again, most of these conferences, you're gonna meet really great writers who are in the same spot as you. And it's a great way to form a support network. So Jane and I both love writing and working out, and another person that I met there was Tiffany, who actually took me to the number 4 conference, which I'll talk about in a minute, and Becca, who does a lot of, same thing like Jade, she writes tons of different genres, and she also provides services for authors, so I will leave her information below as well. And again, it's always good to get an author services or VA sort of help from someone who is already another romance author, because they know exactly what you're going through. They already have a really good network established, and they pretty much know all of the resources and who's good and who's not good. I know a lot of times people say check out predators and editors, but some people just don't want to say, because they don't want to say anything bad. But if you know somebody and you're working directly with them, they're going to steer you in the right direction. Number 4 on the list you may have never heard of, because I had never heard of them until I met Tiffany at Margie Lawson's immersion program, and that is the West Texas Writers Academy. And it's affiliated with the university. The campus is dead in the summer. It's actually starting up in 2 weeks from today. So you still have a chance to sign up. They have a really great program. If you find someone who's an alumni, both the alumni and the new person signing up, as long as they register together, get a discount. and that obviously encourages more people to join. They do a really, really great job of hosting. Someone actually picked me up from the airport and drove me to their house. And I forgot to mention for Margie's, someone picked me up. Margie picked us all up from the airport and drove us to her house. So they have a bunch of different sessions. It's 1 week. It goes Monday through Friday, and you just pick one writing track. So when I was there, I did Alex Sokoloff's program where she just went through plotting. And at the end of the week, the best part about it is that you had an entire book plotted out from beginning to end. And Alex, who has a background as a screenwriter, had actually told you what was working and what wasn't working and helped brainstorm, well, the whole room helped brainstorm different solutions for you. So it was really great. I don't know how, there were a ton of people in there, but Alex made it through everybody by the end of the week. Number 5 on the list is not a romance writing conference at all. It is Thriller Fest, and that is in New York every single year in the summer. And it is not too late to sign up. However, the pricing for Thriller Fest works such that if you sign up way, way ahead of time, it's almost half the price of what it is right now. So if you were to register now, I believe it's double what the original price was if you had registered earlier. Now, it's a huge conference. There's tons of people there. You're going to get a lot of free books, just like you do RT and RWA. Not as many books, but they do have a lot of books for sale. And they have all of the big name thriller writers are there. Anyone is going to be there, and quite honestly, if you're a girl and you're single, you're probably going to find more men there because all of these other conferences I've mentioned are all women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, if you were looking to talk to somebody or meet somebody else of the other gender, this would be a good place to do it. Now, the best part about this conference is it's broken up into a few different types of conferences in there. So it's a little confusing, but the first one that I did that I thought was by far the best was what they call Mastercraft. And Mastercraft is an entire day from 8 to 5 with just one single person. And these people do it for free. So they're not even paid. They're just doing it to help out Thriller Fest and the association, the International Thriller Writers. And they're just giving up their time and teaching basically how they write and things that they'll motivate you. When I was there, I took a class with Grant Blackwood, and Grant Blackwood was amazing. So if you were ever looking for motivation, Grant Blackwood is the guy to go to. Now, he doesn't actually teach any courses, so I think the only time you can find him is at Thriller Fest. I also took a Mastercraft class with Stephen James, and I really just loved his books. I've read all of them, and I was really excited that he was teaching in class. Then Stephen James is a really great instructor. But again, if you can't go to Mastercraft, because it is quite expensive and it is in New York City, you could buy one of his books, and he actually does a really good job of covering everything in the book that he did in the course. But again, it was nice to see him in person. And also while you're there, you do get an opportunity to submit I believe it was a 10-page writing sample, and then he critiques it as well. Those are my talk recommendations for writing conferences. I really hope you can make it to at least one this year or next. I know I always love going to them. Energizes me, it motivates me, and it's always nice to catch up with your friends. And this is what it looks like when the sun is setting in San Diego and your window faces out to the west.